I'm the Honest Coach. I coach women on connecting with their softness in order to gain control over their life circumstances and relationships with men. Most of my content centers around that, but I also make posts quite frequently about motivation because um, you're gonna lack the ability to get things done. You're going to be constantly doing stuff, but you probably feel like you never have enough time, you never make enough money, you are always just falling behind, there's always something that's happening, and it's hard for you to do the things that you have to do or even want to do. There's things that you may want to do, but you have like almost no motivation. And so I'm always working with those parts of myself as well. Most of my content centers around those aspects, but sometimes I do content on motivation and other topics. And I have an interesting theory about procrastination. Now, if you relate to my content, you probably have struggled with procrastinating. And I want to present it in this way. I want to look at it differently. You actually don't have an issue with procrastinating. We take parts of ourselves and we put them aside and we say, when I have time, I'll come back to that. But I have to figure this out. You go into like a survival mode. And those were conditions that were precipitated in your childhood over and over and over. And they were to keep you in line and make sure that you're going to be and do what your caregiver wanted you to be and do for them. You weren't an individual, and you weren't really loved because love loves who you are, not what you do. Instead, you either deserved love because you did something good, or you didn't deserve love because you didn't do something good. You may have even done something wrong. Well, love loves you no matter what, so you probably don't really relate to actual love, and that's okay. We're going to work through all of this, but I just want to take this post and talk about procrastination. So think about this. How many times have you said, I'm going to clean out my closet? And then you go and you start cleaning out your closet, and then all of a sudden you got sucked in and you're spending hours and hours and hours flipping through this and looking at this and, oh, I remember this. Okay, because I think the reason why we put stuff aside and we don't confront it is because we don't have time to feel what it's going to make us feel. Well, I can't feel that, so I got to do this. And then you have this moment where it's in your hands and you're feeling those feelings. You're finally connecting to yourself because you need to connect to how you feel and validate how you feel. And it's really difficult. You may have a hard time cleaning out your closet. You may have a hard time letting go of stuff. You may accumulate what most people would consider to be clutter, but for you, you haven't processed. And your feelings around the circumstances and the timing of whatever happened and whenever it happened are all on those objects. And so as you pull them out, you start confronting those feelings. So I'm not telling you you should or shouldn't, but the idea is that if you are a procrastinator, it's not a flaw. The doing of the things that you are putting off, it's not connecting you to yourself. And if it was a route towards connecting you to yourself, you're more likely to do it. Or if it's parts of yourself that you feel like you don't have time to process those feelings, it's too much, it's too heavy, I can't think about that right now, then you're not gonna do anything associated with it. And I really believe that. So what I teach is we want to start connecting with ourselves. We want to open the closet. We want to make time, take a day off and open your closet and start pulling stuff out because you want to feel those feelings. You want to connect to yourself and you want to support them. Wow, this is where I experienced tremendous loss. Wow, this is where I experienced incredible struggle. Wow, this is when I really felt like somebody completely turned their back on me and I had no one and I was terrified. And now you're feeling those because you didn't feel those. The point is you take everything that's you and you go like this to it. And then you just live life. You're waiting to get to a place where you can finally live your life. It's not a time and place. It's about connecting to your feelings. It's that simple. You got to connect to your feelings to live your life. He connected you to your feelings. We'll talk about more about that. I'm always saying I'm clarifying my discoveries. He connects you to you. But this video is about procrastination. If you procrastinate, more than likely, it's going to make you feel something you're not ready to feel, or you feel like you can't handle right now, or it's something that just doesn't connect you to who you are, so you don't feel any kind of way about it. It's very outside of you. And those are the two reasons that I believe procrastination comes about. But I'm not an expert. That's just my theory. Blessed be.